Hello everyone, welcome back to A New Dawn. Let's go ahead and continue. Alright, let's see. Coolness. Coolness seems like the obvious choice, so let's go with that. I mean, look at the guy.
Scyther.
Scyther folded his arms, his rigid blades clacking together in a way I couldn't imagine being comfortable.
He is pretty darn cool.
A majestic warrior hunter knight guy with swords. Also, he can fly. Scyther then shot me with a taunting smirk at her shower of compliments. I could only roll my eyes with a silent contempt and try to hide my jealousy. Ah, we're getting jealous, huh? So does that mean we can just trot him on the stage and win the contest by default? Sadly no, we're gonna have to work for our victory. Work? Sorry for being the best sometimes takes effort, even for you guys. Unfortunately, most of the things Scyther does will qualify. So, now Bobby shoots stuff at you and you slice it all out of the air. Slugging is what he does after all.
Scyther.
Hey Peplup, let's shove your bubble beam for that, alright?
Pip pip.
Okay, bubble beam coming at you, Scyther. Ready?
Scyther.
What do you think? You up for that? Scyther. Scyther took an exaggerated pose, bobbing up and down with his arms ready while staring at Piplup's smirk. That's the spirit! Alright, Piplup, bubble beam.
Pip pip piplop. Scyther.
You alright, Scyther?
Scyther.
Should we stop?
Scyther.
Yeah, that continues to be the spirit. Alright, Piplup, again.
Pip pip piplop. Scyther.
On the second attempt, Scyther managed to wildly flail his arms and cut some bubbles out of the air like a real man. It created a nice shower of sparkly particles that fell over the two Pokemon. Piplup smiled while Scyther characteristically swatted at them in the air. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Scyther.
Way better than I do, I'll bet. Shows off Scyther's speed, Pip's power, and our team's teamwork. I think that's pretty cool, huh? This must be endearing to you. How so? Well, I imagined what you and Piplup usually do compared to watching two beginners swatting bubbles out of the air is a pretty big juxtaposition. Hey, Piplup's bubble beam is strong. You gotta be a pretty cool boy to get it out of the air like that. It'd be a pretty solid move in a battle, that's for sure. I guess so. Scyther looks suitably worked up from the exertion at any rate. Maybe we could practice it some more, huh, Scyther? A stoic nod. Practice makes perfect.
Piplup.
The Florama contest was my first win, but my very first contest was in Pt.5 City. I lost that one to the same girl I lost at the Grand Festival to. Zoe's a pretty tough cookie. I think I was probably still getting used to performing in a dress though. Those are tough too. Right. Got a dedicated performance dress.
You bet I do. Excuse me. I actually have several.
Contests might be about your Pokemon, but trainers gotta look to their best too, right? It's also a great excuse to get dressed up, you know? It's a kind of Sinnoh tradition after all. You think you'll wear one to this contest? Probably not. I thought about it, but I'd probably be a little overdressed for a casual contest. What?
Was that disappointment I heard? Oh, I think it was. Sounds like Far wants to see me wearing a dress, right?
She's clearly teasing me, but that doesn't make this any easier.
And now you're speechless just thinking about it, huh?
Stop fiddling with your hair and say something. Yes. Yeah. That sounds really pretty. On you. I guess. I watched her playful smirk turn into an embarrassed smile. Dawn's eyes darted around the counter in front of us for a moment as she poked her tongue out. She blinked her eyes a lot as she cutely looked up at me.
Maybe I should wear one then. For you.
Whoa, we got some progress.
If you want to see me like that so badly, Far.
Okay. I should just tell her not to bother, but boy, I do really want to see it. And I still can't quite talk properly anyway. I mean, just whatever works best for you.
I'll show you sometime, okay?
Okay. Cool. I didn't even try to hide my enthusiasm about it. She must be so beautiful. As much as I'd love to flirt with her all day, evidently my blush belies my embarrassment. Wait. Belies. My bad. Since Dawn starts to change the subject, shifting in her seat.
Well, anyway, did I do a good enough job explaining this contest thing? Think you're ready for prime time?
Still pretty terrified if I'm honest.
Hey, we just gotta keep practicing. We'll get there.
Isn't that what you said last time?
It remains true. It's a good thing we found time to go to that groomer. I think I've seen Scyther smiling a bit more. Assuming that's what he looks like when he smiles. I could be wrong.
No, you're right. It's slightly off-putting, but I guess I couldn't get used to it.
It's off-putting to see him smile?
He never does it. Makes me feel like he's up to something.
Up to winning. Anyway, we got more time to prepare if you want.
Dawn and I rested our heads in our hands, lazing in the setting sun's light. I glanced to my right, spotted our two sleeping Pokemon, Piplup snoozing on Scyther's shoulder.
Oh, how cute.
I flipped my head over on the counter, looking over to Dawn's drooped eyes and meeting my gaze. She had a particularly enchanting smile that I felt spread to myself almost instantly.
Thanks for listening to me talk. I know I can kinda drone on about this sort of stuff, so it means a lot that you'd sit here all day listening to it.
Psh, you're kidding, right?
Hmm?
You're a ton of fun to talk to, Dawn. I like hearing you talk about something you're so passionate about. So you've got all these stories you told me, and it doesn't sound like you're gonna run out anytime soon. So I definitely don't mind how much you talk. In fact, I like it a lot. It's fun. So there. Dawn didn't say anything. She just held eye contact with me for what felt like forever. Her eyes are beautiful, big and blue and full of wonder. I saw her give me a cute curvy smile that widened as I stared back. Have I blinked in the last minute? Wow, no, I haven't. No, darn it, I don't want this day to end yet. I sighed before opening my mouth, half-heartedly murmuring out a sentence. Getting tired? Should we call it quits for today?
Not yet. This is nice.
That's the best thing she could have said. The two of us continued launching the spool side. Some of the boat lights began to come on, illuminating the darkened deck that surrounded us. Our eyes met each other a few more times before we quickly flicked gazes elsewhere. Eventually I figured I'd just shut my eyes altogether. I opened one eye to look at the girl next to me, her soft breathing hitting my face delicately. Fast asleep. I couldn't help but bask in the scent of her breath for a few moments, soft and flowery. Dawn rested her head and her arms against the countertop, her hair messily covering parts of her face. I guess despite how much time she must put into her hair every morning, it eventually starts falling apart at the end of the day. It's exceedingly cute either way. I want to brush it out of her eyes, but I'm too nervous to touch her. I guess I should probably wake her up so she can get back to her room, but just a little longer. She looks so comfy.
So, if we get first place, we get 5,000 yen and a cool replica ribbon like one's of mine.
Oh, thank goodness for that. I'm nearly out of money. We got $10 worth in American currency. Or a little bit more. I just estimate. Oh, can we use a ribbon to enter the Grand Festival? Oh wait, no, my conversion was wrong. Less than $10.
Only if you're very persuasive and good at lying.
Hey, I'll give it a shot, but we gotta win the ribbon first.
Well, we're on our way. Speaking of which, we've been walking in circles for a few minutes. Did ya have something in mind for today? We got 3 days left until the contest.
Let's see. I'd really like to hear more about your Sinnoh adventures. Can I hear more of your adventure stories? I'm gonna steal them and sell them to movie director.
Sure, as long as you get a writing credit, of course. You wanna find some place comfy to hang out?
Let's see. What about a coffee shop? How about a cafe? That's like the quintessential hangout spot. Good choice.
Oh yeah, I like that. Pastries and hot chocolate ho.
There's a variety of spots like this on the ship. Dawn and I picked one pretty close to our usual hangout spot, close enough to be able to see out the nearby windows. Dawn looked over the tiny menu cafe items, most of which were coffee related. I wonder if she's a coffee drinker. Though she seems plenty energetic already. Speaking of that, I wonder if I should get anything. Sitting at 1,000 right now, it sure does smell good in here. Plus it is kinda traditional to eat food when you go out to a restaurant with someone. Coffee and pastries? We're broke. I'll probably just stick to some water today. Especially after paying for breakfast last time, I'm probably in single digits at this point. Let's just find a table while she does her thing.
Do you want anything? I didn't see your order.
Oh, well, I'm alright. I just like the atmosphere of this place. I'm not really that hungry. Which is a lie, of course, but I'd much rather say that than mooch off her generosity.
Oh, alright. Well, let me know if you want to buy a scone.
Much.
Alright, story time.
Story time. Dawn smiled at me, adopting an exaggerated thinking expression. I presume she's wondering which of her many adventures to tell me about.
Okay, how about this? You're from Kanto, so have you heard of Team Rocket?
The... crime syndicate? Sure, I'm surprised you've heard of them.
Oh, if only you knew. Which I guess you will after I tell you so. I had a lot of run-ins with a group of them back in Sinnoh. It caused tons of trouble all over the place, but they were mostly after Ash and his Pikachu. I think they must have had quite the grudge.
You're kidding me. You had Team Rocket Enforcers after you?
Well, I think Enforcer is a pretty nice way of putting it, so it's giving us trouble. Recall that Ash and Brock are very capable trainers, so the three of us usually fared alright when push came to shove. Which it did a lot. Piplup! With Piplup's help, of course. There's always the same group of three of them. Jesse, James, and Meow. Now that's a name.
What was their motto? Was that their motto?
It sure was. I can't wait to recite every time we bumped into them. Oh yeah, and you get a kick out of this. Their Meowth could talk. Like we talk, I mean.
Right.
I'm serious, he really did, and he was mean too. Kind of shame, really. I'd love to know a talking Meowth if he wasn't such a jerk.
I scoffed at her story. Let me try them. I scoffed at her story, leaning forward with a raised eyebrow. Look, I'll accept that you met the Pokemon Lords of Time and Space, but a talking Meowth is just too far.
Psh, fine, don't believe me. But I assure you, my stories about them will be much more interesting if you picture a smart talking Meowth being there too.
That's probably true. Fair enough.
Actually, kinda how I met Ash and Brock. Piplup and I ran into Ash's Pikachu on the road in our first couple of days. I didn't know he was already partnered up. Okay, let me try this again. Jesus Christ, I can't talk today. I didn't know he was already partnered up with Ash, so Piplup and I tried to catch him. That went very badly, huh, Piplup? Piplup.
Piplup slapped his flippers over his eyes in embarrassment.
Not only did Pikachu, while weakened, take us out in one attack, he also destroyed my bike. So that wasn't great.
Not intentionally, I hope.
Nah, just bad positioning on our part. That's another coordinator extraordinaire Don's hot Pokemon tips. Don't stand behind your Pokemon while 10,000 volts are flying at him.
I'll try to remember that.
Anyway, Pikachu was running from Team Rocket and... Oh, excuse me. Team Rocket? And Pep and I helped fight him off. So we helped Pikachu get back to Ash, fought a giant robot, and then decided to travel together. It was a rich, full day if I do say so myself.
Yeah, those giant robot battles will take it out of a girl, huh?
Hey, you're the one who asked for movie-worthy stories here.
Sure, I'm just not sure how embellished these are.
Not at all. Pip and I have had amazing adventures, just like you said. Pip pip pip. It's still yet to be seen if that's just because Ash finds trouble wherever he goes, or if I do too.
Well, the ship hasn't sunk yet, but we still got a couple of days before disasters to strike.
Don't jinx it, you.
Did you ever get to fight more giant robots?
Oh, you bet. Those guys had tons. I remember one of them being made out of wood, so that Pikachu's electricity wouldn't damage it.
I tilted my head for a bit at that. That doesn't sound safe to me. Wouldn't that just make it more vulnerable to everything else?
Got that right, come to think of it. I think it just fell apart on its own. But sure took that one thunderbolt like a champ. They stole a building once.
Hey, what?
Yep, they put on a big thing and turned it into a rocket. And then Ash and the gym leader climbed aboard it while it was blasting off and flew back to the city. Just in time to save all the Pokemon at the Pokemon Center.
Is Ash a superhero? That's the vibe I'm getting from most of these stories.
Exactly! He's the best, I tell ya. Although I don't mind if you make me the main character in your movie.
I'll be the damsel in distress, I guess.
Aw, I'll rescue you then, no need to worry.
So for a bite of scone.
I think I can do that too. Dawn does it all.
She's just so precious. Yeah, I bet.
Oh wait, I gotta tell you about the time we teamed up with them and saved Sinnoh.
You... should I be writing this down?
So there you have it, the Legend of Team Rocket. One of our many exciting adventures, now a major motion picture by Far and Scyther Productions.
We gotta work on the name.
So was that story-y enough?
I'd say so. Now I know you as a crime-fighting coordinator extraordinaire. I folded my arms and leaned back a bit, watching Dawn rest her chin in her hand.
Oh boy, I hope they introduce me like that for contests. And thanks for listening. This has been nice, just reminiscing. I nodded as she stared off into space.
Yeah, sorry can't be Ash though.
Dawn smirked at me, cutely tilting her head a bit. Don't be. I'm glad you're here, Far. I'm glad we met.
Me too. My face hurts from smiling.
Besides, we're making some pretty good stories of our own so far. Stories of the legendary clash of Piplup and Scyther.
And of our upcoming contest victory?
Yes, I'm gonna be telling people about it, that's for sure.
Well, worst case scenario, it's another embarrassed Scyther story.
Those are pretty good. Do you have any more of those you want to tell me?
I sighed with a smirk. I have plenty more, none of which I really want to tell you.
Come on. Oh.
One time. In the city. We were walking down the street together and made the mistake of passing a little battle area. A guy saw Scyther and immediately challenged us to fight and wasn't taking no for an answer. I'd barely started to stammer out that we weren't battlers when Scyther got clobbered over the head by a big, well, it kinda looked like a tree. Oh, a pseudo-widow. Oh, okay.
A pseudo-widow. That's a bad matchup. Brock had one of those back in Sinnoh. They're pretty tough.
That's a bad matchup? I thought bugs were good against grass types. Dawn held a hand up to cover her mouth as she giggled.
Well, you got that right, actually. Unfortunately, pseudo-widow is a rock type. I can see how that'd be a tricky one for a beginner such as yourself.
That is both unfair and would explain all the boulders it threw at us. Well, anyway, Scyther got buried under an avalanche of rocks, and we only managed to get one attack off, which was a pretty powerful looking slash.
Oh yeah? What went wrong?
Well, Scyther managed to embed his arm in the statue he hit after missing his actual target. And he didn't have a chance to get free before being KO'd by our assailant. After he came to, he was still dangling by his stuck arm, and the other guy was long gone by then. We ended up having to call the fire department to help saw through the statue and get Scyther's blade out. Oh my god. And he cried Scyther tears. Do not tell him I told you that. He is way too macho.
You guys are precious.
Well, I'm glad some amusement came from these exciting events. I watched Dawn take a last big gulp of her hot chocolate, thwacking the cup back down to the table and licking her lips.
That's the stuff. This isn't even coffee and I feel all jittery.
It's a cafe atmosphere. Just does that to you.
Well, whatever it is, it's good news for us. Just means more hanging out time.
I beamed at that. The worst part of the day is always when she starts yawning. Maybe I should get some coffee then.
Go for it. Maybe give me a sip if you do. I've never really had coffee before.
Oh really? I wonder what kind of effect it'd have on you, especially when you're like this already.
Only one way to find out.
Coffee for Dawn? Yes. I'll be right back.
I'll be here.
Alright, well, let's get her mocha. Hot chocolate coffee. That seems like her kind of thing. Alright. Okay, tell me what you think of this. Dawn sniffed at the small paper cup I placed in front of her, taking in a deep breath through her nose. Piplup seemed a little interested himself.
Piplup?
Can you have coffee?
Well, it smells pretty good. Sip. Hey, that's actually not too bad. Just tastes like my hot chocolate.
Well, have it all if you want. Maybe we found your new favorite drink.
Still competition for the milkshakes my mom makes, but we'll see.
Sip. Sip.
Hey you, got that from me. Piplup.
Sip. Oh my god, Piplup.
Hey! Piplup.
Oh, Piplup. What about me? Go, Piplup.
So there. Piplup.
Dawn slammed down the empty cup onto the table producing a light clock as Piplup disappointingly peered down onto it. Well, that's gone.
Yes, now we're ready for adventure. Speaking of which, what you wanna do now? The world is our cloister, yet the world is this ship, and only the parts of it we're allowed to go to.
What a cloister. Well, it's also got you, Piplup, so that's it so. Aw, you.
But enough about that, let's go, go, go! Piplup?
And I will stop here for today, but if you are enjoying this video, please leave a like, comment what you think so far, and if you want to try this out for yourself, I will provide the links down below. And if you want to watch other visual novels, please check my channel down below. I do a lot of indie ones and big name ones, so please take a look. Thank you, and take care.